Okay, here's Saturday. Jumpers with weaves. Looks like I missed the very, very beginning, so sorry about that. I don't know why. I wonder if she didn't do the weaves right, and that's why you got all those faults there.
Sorry. And the weaves.
Okay. So let's slow it down. I want to go back and see if... Did she miss the weaves? Oh, yep, okay. So this part looks, okay, so she didn't take the next jump, which is really hard to see here. I guess it's right here is the next jump. It's hard to see. And you were pretty far behind, so she wasn't really sure where to go. It's interesting that she went that way, however. This part was pretty hard if you couldn't get away from the weaves. Probably the only thing you could have done is, you probably knew she was going to be pretty far ahead of you, so, and it's hard to tell from this angle because it could be that you're sort of gently pushing this way, which is why after she takes the triple, she curls this way. But if you sort of anticipate she's going to be really far in front of you on something like this, you could have maybe driven kind of more straight, which, if anything, would have helped her curl this way. And then you could have redirected her back in the right direction. Oh, yeah, I see what happened. So she jumps, and I'll play it in slow motion again, but she's actually looking at you right now. Oops. She actually looks at you, and so you must be pushing this way. And so you just sort of pushed her off, so you needed to drive more that way. Sorry it's so hard to see on this video. See, she looks at you right there, and then she just goes, yeah. This part looks good. She must have knocked a bar. And you get the blind and barely. You probably could have left her back here. Once you get her out to that jump that she's on right now, you probably could have accelerated, you know, still come in here close to this jump, but accelerated and just ran faster there, and the blind could have been a little bit better timed. But she reads it, good girl. And here, oh, yeah, okay. So here, it's kind of hard to see because the camera, whoever's videoing, doesn't follow you super good. But I can tell right here, because you're just starting to pull away. You can see how you're shifting your weight, so you're just starting to go that way. But back here is when she takes off, and you can see just a little bit how, so now you're starting to pull away, but now she's already landed. And now you're really pulling away here. And it's just too late. And so she goes around that jump. So you really came way too forward this way. What I would have done was, you're really nice and ahead of her here, and you're close to this jump. So if you would have just kept your arm up there, but then right where you are now, if you started to pull that way, that's what you should have done. And it looks like maybe that wasn't really what you did wasn't really your plan. It sort of looks like you got a little too far ahead and then you're like, oh crap, and then you had to really pull her. And then that raw cross is kind of messed up because how you started it. It wasn't really...
And the weeds.
So, okay, so I don't like that part. Here, you're really decelerating and waiting for her, and you should try to get into the habit of, and maybe you, when you walked it, maybe you couldn't feel that you were going to be waiting for her here, but I would have definitely done a front cross between these two jumps, because this was kind of a long ways for the dogs to go. Their path is so much longer than ours, and you could have just, come right up and done a cross right on this stanchion right here, and she still would have been like where she is now. But if you couldn't really feel that you were going to have time to do that, and you wanted to do the rear, then what you should have done was come deeper into this pocket with her so that you're even with her, so that when she's lifting off for this jump, you're about here, and then you can send her ahead and cut across her past there. What happened is you're too far ahead, and she gets a little bit ahead of you, but you're like standing up here, but you haven't started pushing that way yet, and so she is jumping this jump like this because she has no idea where you're going next. So I'll back it up and we'll just watch that part in slow motion again. So here, slowing down, you're still waiting, you're still waiting. So right here, actually right here, she needs to know that she's going that way. And here, she's lifting off. So at this point, she can't do anything about where she's going to land. And you've just rotated slightly this way. But it's a little too late, because let's see right here, you're still forward here. So she's getting ready to lift off, but you're still, pushing that way instead of starting to push that way a little bit. So let's just watch that again. Okay.